So today we are looking at drawing bar charts. Okay, so to draw a bar chart, we need some data. So here we go. This is our data. We have colour of marbles and then the number of marbles, and then we have to draw the bar chart. You can see there are 8 red, 4 yellow, 6 blue and 3 green. So this data here, is it discrete? Is it continuous? Well, it is discrete data because it is a specific amount and a specific quantity of marbles. Okay, it's not like 8.2 or 4.2, okay, or anything like that. That would then be continuous data, such as the height of a person, okay, because it can be of smaller intervals, okay, whereas discrete data is very clear-cut, very specific quantitative data. Draw a bar chart to show the number of red, yellow, blue, green marbles in a jar. Well, they're very kind because they've given us this grid that we can use. They've given us 2 axes. Okay, this is a x-axis, this is the y-axis. You'll notice my x is 2 C's back to back. Okay, I haven't drawn an x like that because that's a multiplication symbol. Okay, x is 2 C's back to back. Okay, y for the sky, x is across. Okay, you remember that with the coordinates, across the corridor and then up the stairs. So we have colour of marbles. Well, this is going to be on our x-axis. Okay, so I'm going to put an x here just to show you, and then this one's going to be our y-axis. Colour of marbles, red, yellow, blue and green. Well, as it's discrete data, we have to have gaps between the bars. So starting here, we're going to have a gap, and then looking at the squares, I've got enough for 2 squares for each colour. Doesn't have to be, but I think it's going to look really nice. So gap, and then 2 squares, and then I'm going to label it with red, gap, 2 squares, yellow, and then we've got gap, and then blue, gap, and then green. You will notice that I have put these little markers on the line, not in the middle of a square. They're on the lines are there to help us. On here now, this is going to be the number of marbles. Another word for number would be frequency. Okay, frequency is the amount of something. Well, I have more than 8 squares here, okay, which tells me that I can go up in ones. Each square is going to represent 1, makes it a little bit easier. Be careful with the questions that you're going to be doing. Sometimes that number might be 16 or 20, where you might have to go up in 2s or go up in 3s, maybe even 4s or 5s. So be careful on the numbers that are being used and how many squares you have available. So here we can go up in 1s. You will notice that my numbers are on the lines. They're not in the middle of the square. I haven't put a 5 there. I've kept it very accurate and kept it on the lines. That way when we draw our bar, we can use that line to help us. So it's time to draw our bars now. We've got 8 red now. Let's get a ruler. I'm going to make my pen a little bit thicker so it can stand out for you. I'm going to put it in green. Number of marbles, 8. Where's 8 here? Well, it's here. So this bar then, remember the gap at the start, we need to draw this bar up to 8. You'll see I'm using the lines to help us. I've been extremely accurate. I'm taking my time to make sure that the bar is accurately drawn. Just check red, 8, sorted. Yellow is 4, don't forget the gap. Across to 4. Same on this side. You see I'm taking my time. Accuracy is key here, using the lines to help me. 4 yellow, 6 blue. Don't forget the gap. Up to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the line. Same here. And then across the top. Again, the gap, and then 3 greens. 1, 2, 3, across the top, and then down the other side. It would be ideal if you could do this in pencil, because if you make a mistake, then you can easily rub it out. I see it far too often. People make mistakes in pen, they scribble it out, and then they haven't got any room left on their grid. So each bar, you can see, clearly represents the numbers there. However, I haven't quite finished because we need to check it. Now to check it, we use a 4-letter word, which is salt. Now, whenever I teach my class, I always say, oh, have you salt checked? And then this is a little reminder to see if we have everything. S stands for scale. Okay, the scale of the y-axis. Do I have the same gap between each one? Yes, I do. We're going to put in ones. Always remember your scale. Next one, axes. Okay, X and Y, you can see we've got the colours here, and we have frequency here. L for label. Okay, that's L-A-B-E-L. Label, well, I've labelled this with frequency. Oh, well, I've put the colours here, but we don't know what they are, as in colours of what. I know we know up here, but we don't know down here. So if I scroll this up, maybe not, because that's going with us as well. So to label this then, these are colours of marbles. So colours of marbles. So label, frequency, colour of marbles. Last one. T is for title. These are the colours of marbles. So this would be my title, colours of marbles. Okay, so you can see then, scale sorted, axes are clear, I have labelled them, and I have given a title. Okay, you have to be careful with obviously the squares, and you have to be careful with making sure there is a gap between every single bar. Okay, I put arrows to them. You can see these gaps. You will notice that my bars are the same width. Okay, this one's 2. If this one was 3, it would be different. Therefore, it's not the same, so it'd be wrong. We have to have a gap because it is discrete data. Have a practice and see how you get on. Use that to help you. Remember, salt check all your bar charts.